Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Moralo Nematayeni. I am a certified financial planner by profession, founder and CEO of ImPower'd Advisory Services, and also founder and president of Empowered Women Book Club. And today is the 17th of December, 2023, and our last session for the book club. And as Empowered Women Book Club, we are a registered nonprofit organization working for the rights and empowerment of women. Our aim is to empower, educate, and celebrate women. And we do this through a book club where we read a book a month and then we review on the last Sunday of the month. We have Empowered Women in South Africa with presence in all the 9 provinces, Empowered Women Zimbabwe, and Empowered Women Lesotho. And our network is over 400 women. And we are also a member of the LITASA, which is the Literacy Association of South Africa, and Limpopo United Business Forum, LUBF. And today it's the last review session and also a session where we'll simply share a message of gratitude and appreciation for the journey that we have walked throughout the year. So the book for this month is by Marianne Williamson, which is A Return to Love, and it's a reflection on the principles of A Course in Miracles. And for me, with this book, I listened to the audio book. So as empowered women, we have different options where women can purchase the copies that they would like to read. Firstly, we've got hardcover copies, we've got soft copies, and we also have audio books. So people have options to decide on which one suits them. And for this month's book, for me, I went through this journey through an audiobook on Audible, where it's speaking about this A Return to Love. And I'll just read from the back of the book because I also have a hardcover, and then also take us through the journey of the year. So simply to reflect on the books that we've covered and some of the activities that we managed to do this year. So in A Return to Love, Marianne Williamson shares her insight into how the practical application of love every day can provide an answer to the problems that confront us, whether these are in our relationships, our career, or our health. This newly updated best-selling guide reveals how we each can take a spiritual, psychological, and emotional journey back to the true inner peace with which we were born, and show how by practicing love, we can make our lives more peaceful, loving, and fulfilling. Marianne Williamson's lectures internationally in the fields of spirituality and metaphysics. A Return to Love offers readers the chance to experience the uplifting, empowering teachings which characterize her personal appearances. Marianne Williamson displays in her writing the power and wit that she displays as a speaker. Her honest account of different periods in her life will motivate readers for a long time to come. A Return to Love makes for very powerful reading. Louis L. Hay, author of You Can Heal Your Life and the Power Within You. Marianne Williamson's book is a classic. She reveals with elegant simplicity that love is not a mere sentiment or emotion, but the ultimate truth at the heart of creation. Deepak Chopra, author of the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success and Creating Health. So for me, going through this particular book or listening to this particular book, it was through that it speaks about love itself, and it touches on different aspects where things like forgiveness are touched on, and then you are able to go through this particular journey, aspects of faith, and it's more on based on spirituality and the power of God. So it speaks about God being the rock and also takes you through a particular journey. So I'd highly recommend anyone to go through this so that they understand how they can learn the principles and also get to practice it on their day-to-day lives. So this was our book for December. And before we go any further, just want to appreciate the journey that we've been through, the relationship that we have with Project Echo, where in this journey, it's more of to say we're using the Echo platform to be able to have our review sessions. So as the project Echo, they have an Echo model where we use technology to leverage on the resources that we have. We share best practices, and we also use a case-based model where we use the books or the readings or topics from the book as a case where one would come and present on a topic that is relevant to the book that we've read on that particular month. And then we also get to monitor the outcomes by looking at the database that we have in place based on who has attended the session. So this is simply to say thank you for 2023. We have gone through a journey as empowered women this year, and we started January with a book called Personal Finance Revolution by Zibu Masotobe. So that book, we had many women come in and read and go through a journey of their personal finances, understanding the different concepts and aspects when it comes to managing finances. And I'm sure that there are many success stories from the first quarter where our focus was on finances, where people have had revelations as part of this revolution in order to be able to manage their finances better. Because the main thing about the work that we do is to empower women economically, socially, and also personally, so that they can focus on their own personal development. Then we had a book in February called Winning the Money Game by Mlamuli Mbambo. So that book just made it more practical because it takes you through a story where we learn different aspects and also get to understand how we can make money practical in our day-to-day life, the different containers, saving 10% of your money. So those kind of things, it makes it easy to look back to say, we started with that in February. What did we learn and what did we apply? And how much do we have in our pockets or in our containers at this point of the year as we reflect? And then we read Start With Why by Simon Sinek in March. And that one was more of saying, what is your why? And also understanding that it starts with understanding why we do the things that we do. So that book took us through a journey where at the end of the book, we're like, there is still something more. And I believe that Simon has another book around finding your why that would be a great continuation on that particular book. But that circle where the why is at the center, I think it's what stuck in everyone's mind, just saying everything that we do as we journey through the year, what is our why? And then in April, we read Atomic Habits by James Clear. And this one was a very practical book as well, where we were talking about building on habits, smaller habits, and doing one thing after another. They call that concept habit stacking, and also just being able to audit and assess the things that we do on a day-to-day basis so that we can track those habits, we see them, and then we build on them. And Mutali did a great presentation on this one and gave resources and also examples that we can use on our day-to-day lives, and also just planning your month using that calendar. So it simplifies things, and those resources are available. And I would highly encourage those that would want to reflect and go back to that session to go and listen to the recording of April where we did Atomic Habits, because it just made things practical. And then in May, we read a very short book by Dr. Spencer Johnson called Peaks and Valleys. And this is the guy that wrote Who Moved My Cheese, which is a book that I always recommend to anyone who's saying that I want to start reading, but I don't know where to start or which book, because it's a very short book that one can read in like 2 hours. Even this Peaks and Valleys is a very short book, and it just takes you through a story of peaks and valleys, and just how in life there are peaks, there are valleys, and then we must not waste those moments. And when we reach that particular peak, we must not say things like how when that boy arrived at the top of the mountain saying that he missed the sunset, to say we must celebrate where we are, the achievements that we achieve, instead of saying we missed something, because I think that's where even my understanding and my love for celebrating every moment was encouraged to say sometimes you miss some of the things, but don't miss celebrating the things that you have achieved. So Peaks and Valleys, it's a very good book, understanding the ups and downs of life. And then in June, we read Fascinating Womanhood by Helen Underlin. So this book had so many conversations going on in our WhatsApp group because people were just thinking, oh my word, this was not written for us. This is written in the 60s. This is written by, doesn't even sound like it's written by a woman, because this book just highlighted the role of a woman and the role of a man, and also just the things that we should be doing in our relationships, and also looking at your partner as a person that has the good and the bad, and also just appreciating the person, accepting the person, and celebrating the person. So it's things that a lot challenging, because nowadays we talk about men and women wanting to be equal, and then filling roles that are said to be men roles, male dominated industries. But come to the center of it, or the principles that we're learning on those books. I did apply some of those principles in my relationships, and a lot did change. I just didn't finish the book, so it's one of the books that I still have to go back to and read, because I believe that it centers you as a woman. It makes you want to celebrate being a woman, and also not do the things that the other gender could do, because I could have just done these things, but it's going to take me a lot of strain, a lot of energy. But I could just say to my partner to come and assist me with it, and then he does it, and then it's all good. So I love that book because it protects you as a woman, and also allows you to allow the other person to play their role in the relationship. And then in July, we read Is Total Forgiveness Possible by Mariam Famadi. So this book took us through the journey of forgiveness, and it's a biblical based book, and it makes it easier to understand the concept of forgiveness, who can forgive, and also takes you through the journey of forgiveness. So I think this one was a very short book, but a book that is necessary in our journey and also our learnings. In August, we read Finding Me, a memoir by Viola Davis, where Viola was naked in front of us, taking us through her journey, her life, her experiences, her family, the abuse, the success, the wins, the losses. So I think this book, a lot of people could relate to. And even in the review, people could share that this is where I am in life. And I think it's a book that speaks about the realities and also touches on issues of gender-based violence, because there was a lot of violence in that book. And there's a lot of violence in our day-to-day lives. And if we don't create platforms where we're able to talk and share about those experiences, and also learn about those experiences from literature, and explain how we can do things better, then we are failing as a nation. So this book was an example of how you can come up from nowhere, or be born in spaces where people think you won't be able to achieve anything, but with determination, with hard work, and with also putting your hand up, you're able to fill the spaces and be a success. Now, Viola, it's a well-celebrated woman. Everyone wants to be close to her. But if you look through the journey, if you read through the stories, if you read through what her mother has been through, you just say, yo, I want another mimosa. So this is something that, or one of the books that I really enjoyed this year. And then September, we read A Silent Scream by Buseki Lekumalo. And this book was also a book that made us relate to the realities of what other people face. It's a story of love. It's a story set in also in Nigeria. And it's a story where this lady is finding love, finding her voice, and also able to go and win in spaces where she doesn't even have a voice. She's mute, but she's winning speech competitions, and also seeing the role of a mother, a teacher play out in this story, and the role that love plays in giving hope. This was such a lovely book to read, and it also speaks about the realities of gender-based violence as well, and also things that happen in relationships in such a way that the single people during the review session were saying, yo, I would burn the house down. Those kind of things where women stay in relationships where people that are in the outside are saying, leave. Why are you staying? But people that are in relationships know it's not that simple to just get up and go. But when we create a space where we are able to engage on these things, it makes it easier. We gain wisdom by having this conversation. And this was the first time we had a review session, and there was a request to have another review session, which would not be recorded because this was a book that people could relate to. It spoke to them, it spoke to their stories, it spoke to their realities. And then in October, we read Equal But Different by Dr. Judy Clamini. And for me, this book was a book on women leadership, the experiences of women that have gone through the journey. Though the women that were interviewed, we could see that they're privileged. They've gone to schools outside of the country. They are leading in different organizations. They're CEOs. They're running their own businesses. But the challenges that they face on a day-to-day basis were similar and are still similar to the challenges that we face today. So I think though this book was a thesis that was submitted for her studies, I think it was also a gift to us as women to say, we can do this. There is realities, there is ways of navigating these realities, more especially when it comes to leadership in our country. And then in November, we read Bestowed by the Gods by Catherine Peary. So that book was a short, beautiful love story, love triangle. But at the end of the book, it was when women were given the freedom, and in that city of Gaza, they were allowed to go and study further. And during the review session, there was a challenge or a question that I posed to say, ladies, there in that story, women are allowed to be in a relationship with whoever they want to be in a relationship with. People are allowed to marry whoever they want to marry. Women are allowed to further their studies. And the question was to say, what are we doing ourselves next year? What studies do we want to pursue? What goals and dreams do we want to achieve now that we don't have those limitations, or we're fortunate enough to be living in the current day? And people shared about their goals and their dreams. That was my highlight of the book review session, because sometimes we read these books and we think, okay, I've read, now I move on, and we don't apply it to our lives. We don't apply it to our day to day, and then we don't see how this fits in to our goals and dreams. So for me, that book was just to say, it's open. You can do whatever you want to do. And then now in November, a return to love. So this one reflecting on the principles on the course of in miracles. I think it's more of a spiritual book. It's a book that I would recommend people to go and read and go through this journey for themselves. It's a book that came highly recommended. The ladies in the book club did share about this book, and then we put it in the list. And then I know December has been very hectic, very busy, but it's still another book in the list of books that we had to go through. I went through the audio version. I loved it, and it's simple. It's not complicated, though it's spiritual. It talks about God. It talks about principles that are drawn from the Bible, and but it's a book that I would say we deserve to read. It's more of a gift throughout this journey. So that's the books that we have gone through in the year. And then as part of our journey this year, there's a lot of things that we managed to do, the lot of events that we managed to host. but our highlight being our very first national conference and awards, which happened on the 5th of August in Polokwane. And that one, it was hectic to organize, but because it's done out of love, we managed to pull it off. So a special gratitude to Meg Grace Sibara, who hosted us at Hayani Guest House. Special gratitude to the ladies from Gauteng, from Free State, from the Northwest, from the Eastern Cape, the ladies that couldn't join in from other provinces like KZN and Western Cape. Those ladies showed up financially to say, I'm buying a ticket for another woman that would want to attend this session. So throughout the country, we had that unity, that solidarity to say we're coming together to celebrate women. And we do appreciate everyone that has stepped in to say, let this be a success. There is Standard Bank that came through as well to sponsor us on that particular event. ImPower'd Advisory Services also came through to be one of the sponsors in that event. And we had proudly South African play your parts. So yeah, there's a lot, and there's things that people did just to make sure that that was a success. But the highlight was also the awards. We had 25 awards that we did, where we did certificates of celebration just to celebrate the women in our circle. And then the awards, people nominated themselves and shared their stories. We had Mutali that could relate those stories and also share those as she awarded the people that were deserving of those particular awards. So next year, we're having our conference in Free State in Bloemfontein, 9 to 11 of August. So the main event will be on the 10th on a Saturday, and then we'll also have a gala dinner event on that evening where we'll do the awards. But the main aim of that was to celebrate the women within our circle. Special thank you to Ubaba Kinmatiba as well, who did a section on personal branding. And then we also had a follow-up session on personal branding where he took his time to come and take us through that journey, and also privilege to the ladies that couldn't attend the conference for them to be part of that session that we had on personal branding. But the main thing was to say, how do we position ourselves as women in times as this, where women don't even want to raise their hands, women don't even want to share about their successes and their achievements, where there is so much and so many doors that could open. I always share on the socials around my achievements, my certificates. I'm awards out, if I'm allowed to use that word, but there is so many awards in such a way that for the next year, the only thing that I want to do is to say congratulations and see the women within our circle winning awards, going to spaces where they wouldn't go. I've walked that journey, and I am 100% willing to raise my hand to nominate other women, to say, ladies, let's all go in there together, because it's all about seeing others win and also empowering those within our circles. So we've had such a successful year as empowered women. We've managed to organize ourselves into provincial groups. So we've got representations in all the 9 provinces. Though some provinces have their own struggles, it's very quiet on the groups, but we are seeing that women are taking it upon themselves to share when there is events that they are hosting, initiatives that they are running. Those some still just share with me, and then I say, go share in the group, and then they don't share in the group. It's something that we are planning to overcome in the next year, to say, as women, let's use the circles that we have created. Let's support each other. Let's ensure that we are achieving what we plan to achieve. So for me, this year was to say, let's get ourselves organized. Let's get the support that we need. We've received support towards our programs. And yeah, we also got funded by DGMT. And it's the first time that we get funded such a huge amount towards gender-based violence initiatives. So in the next year, we're looking forward to having these programs here in Thohoyandou as one of the hotspots for GBV, and also ensuring that we capacitate and also empower women within our communities. So there's a lot that we are going to do. We'll be publishing the list of the books that we'll be reading for each month, though now the spirit is saying that let's involve more authors from our own circle. So we are still listening, and we'll make a decision on that one and then publish accordingly. But it's all about celebrating, empowering, educating women within our networks. So from my side as Moraro Nematayeni, the founder and president of ImPower'd Women, I just want to say thank you for 2023 and wish everyone all the best for the new season, and invite you to connect with us on our social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and may it be a successful 2024 ahead. Nomncebo, you are most welcome. If you've got a few words that you'd like to share with regards to your experience with ImPower'd Women, how 2023 was, and also maybe what you're looking forward in the year to come, you're most welcome to unmute. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. Wow. I am very excited. This was the first year that I've joined the book club. And it was also, I don't think I've really been a part of a book club. So I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I've learned so much from the ladies. I get exciting moments, and I've lived for these, though I couldn't honor all of the Sundays where we reviewed the book, but I enjoyed each and every one of them. I was able to learn about the books. I was able to also interact with some of the ladies in the group through what they have learned and see the different points of view, because sometimes I read one thing and what came through in the reviews was completely different from what I had perceived when I read the books. But it's been exciting. I've learned a lot. And I think the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is what you were pointing out right now, that we have so many books as a group, but also as South African women or South Africans in general, that we have not tapped into. And I'm looking forward to getting to know this, to actually supporting fellow writers as a writer myself, but to also be able to learn from the experiences of people around me. I enjoyed a lot of the books that you had. I mean, the June one, Fascinating Womanhood, was one of the books that challenged me the most. I had a copy for a very long time, and I give the book to many women who are getting married because I think the principles work, but it's challenging for me personally because I question a lot of what it says. I enjoyed Catherine Peary's book. I enjoyed the financial, because finance is one of the things that I see as admin. So sometimes I don't live up to what is suggested, but I really enjoyed learning from the experiences of the authors. And yeah, and I think the definite one that I enjoyed the most was Finding Me, because of the things that Viola shares in her book. They are just so relatable. So I still have to read the December reads, but I will do that as I relax this December. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. and also sharing about your experience for the year. I see Catherine is joining us. We'll also give her an opportunity. Catherine, you are most welcome. What we did was to give an overview of the year and also the books that we have read, and also give an opportunity to Nomebo to share about her experience of the book club and also what she enjoyed the most and what she's looking forward to in the next year. So you're most welcome to unmute, introduce yourself, share about your experiences, how 2023 was at ImPower'd Women, and what you're looking forward to in the next year.
Hello. I kind of got you in the middle of your sentence, so I'll just reply what I heard. So hello everyone. My name is Catherine P, and I'm an author. I'm a published author of 4 books that are titled His Destroyer, Zendaya, Married at 16, and Bestowed by the Gods. So I joined ImPower'd Women in September. So far, I've learned a lot. I've gotten to meet people in the group, and got exposed to other business opportunities when people are looking for people to help them and things like that. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to 2024 and what it has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. We were just talking about how there's many books that were suggested, and we also have the 12 books for the year. I think on the 1st of October, we published the 12 books that we are going to read in 2024. However, as the Spirit leads, we are still listening to hear more about how we should go about that. And now it looks like we want to read more of the books of the ladies that are part of our network, because it's also a challenge when you want to review the book, when you want to engage with the author and people are saying that they're busy or they're too big to make the time to engage on the work that they have done. So we will share more about what books we will be reading in the next year. And then if you see that communication in the next day or two with regards to authors in our own space to share about their own books, we'll create a Google link for you to share about the books that you've written and what you think would be appropriate for the ladies that are within our circle. So be open to those as we put together the list, and we'll publish it before the end of the year so that people know which book they're reading in what particular month. But as ImPower'd Women, 2023 has been a good year. I know there's a lot of success stories that come to my inbox, and people are shy to share on social spaces or even in the WhatsApp group. But the plan for next year is to celebrate each other more, make people feel empowered enough to share about those wins and those successes, because you never know, as you share one thing, that one thing can open so many doors for you. And for me, my life has been testament to that, where when I share something, someone will remember me and say, oh, Mularo does that. And there's been women in our space that have used our services as ImpowerX advisory services. We're going through a financial journey together. Some do financial coaching with me. Some have done their wills. Some have taken their funeral cover and had discussions around financial concepts based on me sharing about what I'm doing in my space. And also as ImPower'd Women, there's many doors that have opened, and I almost forgot Gender Mainstreaming Awards. So we also won the Empowerment of Women in the Communities Award on the Essential Gender Mainstreaming Award. So we won this award last year and also won it again this year under the nonprofit space in Southern Africa. So not just South Africa, but Southern Africa. So there is a lot of recognition that we have received, and it's going to be a successful year ahead. And for me, to everyone that's gonna watch this recording, just to say, I wish you all the best, and I hope in 2024 you will be empowered enough to share your life, to share your journey, and also to be part of these communities so that we can do so much more. We're looking at a few changes in terms of the time that we do this review sessions, because 3 p.m. on a Sunday, some people are still at church. So we will do some polls on the group to see which day, which time would be more convenient for people. But all in all, the underlying thing with Empowered Women is to say, this is not a handout, it's a hand up, and we want to support each other. And reading books and being part of this community benefits you as a woman, it benefits you as an individual. It doesn't benefit any other person. So you're doing this for yourself. So from me to you, have a lovely break. And then the book that we're reading next month in January, it's From Debt to Riches by Pume Dumo. So she's part of our book club. And if you haven't ordered your copy, make sure that you do get your copy, and then let's get reading so that we sort out our finances and everything goes well as we start with 2024. So thank you so much, ladies. If there is anything else that you would like to share, or just festive season message, you're most welcome to unmute. And then after that, we will close. So starting with you, Nomnebo, and then to you, Catherine, and then we'll close this session.
All I want to say is Merry Christmas. Have a great one. Enjoy the holiday. And yeah, let's keep reading. I think this is a good time to start. Thank you.
Thank you. Catherine?
I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to join you guys on Empowered Women, and thank you for giving my book a chance this year. I mean, it was just a last minute thing, but thank you for that opportunity. And yeah, I hope next year more people will be able to read other books, and more people will be able to buy books, and like the discussions, we get more people. And I wish on the group people engaged more, and I don't know if I should say selective, but I wish everybody could engage with everybody, not because I know Mulalo and I'm going to reply only to her messages, but everybody just engages. We share opportunities and ideas, things like that, because sometimes somebody asks something and people just go about their lives. And then when somebody else asks something, people answer. So I wish we could all just unite and not judge people by not knowing them, or by just saying I'm just going to ignore this, but all we should engage. I mean, there's a lot of people in the group, and if we could all become one, I mean, this section could be many talking and actually engaging. I hope 2024 will be like that. And yeah, I hope everybody has a good festive season, and yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. And yes, wishing you all the best, and may 2024 be everything that we hope for and more. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for joining us on this last session for the year. Thank you.